It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. What an amazing weekend. One of the greatest sports weekends I can recall. I want you to meet Team 213, Tom Crawford, my longtime radio partner, Blue Belly Tom. He is our Tuesday in-studio and Thursday remotes co-host. For the Drive with Jack, Tom, did you have fun this weekend?
This weekend was not great at all as far as my head is still spinning from that beatdown.
You and John O'Corn.
506 total yards on that Michigan defense. It hasn't actually. I'm still in the denial stage right now, Jack. To be honest.
Did you hear about Jim Harbaugh and his plans for an overseas trip in 2019? Did you hear about this?
No, I did not.
I can announce this. University of Michigan football team is going to Egypt. Someone said why. They've been in denial for a long time.
You worked on that punchline all day.
That's a good one, Jack.
Also want to welcome in Cody Tucker. He's a terrific features writer for the Lansing State Journal. New to this area, 11 months.
11 months.
And he is a die-hard Wyoming Cowboys and Denver Broncos fan. How did the Cowboys and Broncos do this weekend?
They scored a combined 14 points, and Wyoming did all that. So Tom and I had a terrible weekend.
Right.
It was rough. It was rough.
No John Elway, no Peyton Manning.
Just Trevor Siemian. Unfortunately.
Or Wildcat.
Got to figure something out.
Next year.
Got to figure it out.
Yep. Also want to welcome back Cedric Swervin Irvin. One of the greatest players in Michigan State history, three-time 1,000-yard rusher from 1996 to 1998. A successful high school and college coach, developer of Heisman Trophy winners. And somewhere between number 10 and number 31 on the all-time list of Spartans, depending on who you believe.
Yeah, let's not say 31, Jack. Let's keep it at 10.
Keep it at 10. Okay. Graham Couch, at least he didn't go as far down as your number. He wanted to stop before he got to 33.
Graham is not here. Let's not talk about Graham today.
You got Cody Tucker here representing the Lansing. He wrote a piece about you, right?
Right. Cody is a lot better than Graham, and I said it on this show.
Ooh, you got to live with the guy. I mean, you're going to be traveling with him next week.
Sorry, Graham. Yeah.
Kind of the way it goes.
I got your back, Cody.
We've got a ton to talk about, and we're going to start with Michigan State Madness, a capacity crowd dedication Friday afternoon for the Gilbert Pavilion, the Izzo Hall of History. Michigan State Madness. We'll talk about Michigan State, a win over Indiana, Michigan, and the game against Penn State. We'll talk about other action coming up and a preview of a high school playoffs. We'll be right back on Press Pass.
You don't want anything stopping you from doing what you love. For extra immune support, there's Airborne Plus Beta Immune Booster, the only one made with vitamins and minerals, plus an ingredient proven to boost your natural defenses. Airborne.
With the David Chapman Agency, auto owners' insurance policies come with something extra. Local agents who care about you. Our agents will help you find the right coverage at the best price. 3 generations serving you at the David Chapman Agency, your local auto owners' insurance agents.
When it comes to cancer, every day is a fight. By our patients, their families, and our caregivers. It's hard to describe how it feels when you see the victories happen. It makes us work that much harder to open new doors in the fight against cancer. Introducing the Sparrow Herbert Herman Cancer Center.
I've always dreamed of owning my own business, but it takes a lot of work to make a dream come true. Luckily, my John Deere dealer made it easy. My 3E tractor handles every job I needed to, without breaking a sweat. And the money I saved lets me know I'm doing something right.
Introducing the industry-leading 6-year powertrain warranty on all John Deere compact tractors.
D&G Equipment, providing ag and turf solutions in Mason, Williamston, Corunna, Howell, Highland, Charlotte, and Rives Junction.
Let Larry find a great deal for you at Larry's RV in Jackson.
Larry, are you out there?
Team spirit. Face paint. more cowbell. Dean Trailway's motor coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, the 2018s are here and the 2017s have to go. This month only, save up to $13,000 on all remaining 2017s in stock. Or choose 0% financing for up to 72 months on select vehicles. There's never been a better time to save on new 2017s than right now at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos. Visit us in Okemos
or shop graffokemos.com to see our inventory and daily specials.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graff Chevrolet, a trusted friend with 103 years in the automobile business. Stop and see Matt, Mark, and Greg on West Grand River in Okemos. They will take great care of you, as they have on all 6 of my leases and purchases. Go green, go Graff.
I think they're worried about the insurance policy or something because they don't have me doing as much. But at the same time, you know, when Miles spoke to everybody, and one of the neater things I've ever been a part of, his line to have everybody meet him at Sparty was, "It's not about me, it's about us."
There you see Tom Izzo and some of the players showing their dance moves. Friday night at Breslin Center, a packed Breslin Center. Doug Warren got there about 9 o'clock, and he's sitting in the 3rd row from the top.
Wow.
Out there. That's how long the line was. Cody Tucker, you were there. What was your take on the unofficial start of college basketball?
Boy, it was a very festive atmosphere, that's for sure. And I actually did get there really early, and just lines going out in the parking lot. Talked to a lot of people in line, and they never miss it. I met a family that was drove more than 200 miles to get here for this thing, and they never miss it. And you know, the guys were having fun. Tom Izzo was having fun. It was just I've never seen anything like that. So it was a great time. It was fun. Everybody had a great time.
They do a great job with this, gentleman, and they have every year. They usually have Izzo doing something wacky, some of the costumes. I thought they missed one trick, and Mark Hollis and the group over there has been spectacular. But I really thought, instead of having the big-headed Izzo, which Doug Warren said looked more like Rick Pitino, they should have had Tom come out and introduce a big-headed version of Judd Heathcote.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Sent the crowd crazy if they had done that, and then he could have kept hitting himself in the head.
He should have been on that creative team there.
Throughout the whole thing. Said, you played a little hoops. Okay, you played a lot. As much as you can. Your best friend is Martine Cleaves. What makes Tom Izzo special, and how good can this season be?
You know, I had a chance last year to see Coach Izzo during practice time, and he has the mentality of a football coach. You know, I had a chance to play for Frank Martin in high school, who's now the head coach at South Carolina, and they both had the same attack, fiery. It was more like, you know, I could play basketball for those guys because they got a football mentality. And when I say that, meaning they're tough, and they want a tough practice, and they get the best out of those guys.
Tom Izzo always says that his 7 favorite days of the year are the Michigan State home football games. And he lives for those days. Cody, you see that in his teams.
Yeah, he's fired up already. He's ready to go. And I know you played for a tough guy when you were here in East Lansing. So him and Izzo, really, they seem like they're that kind that, like you told me yesterday, they're working till midnight. They're always on the grind and doing whatever it takes to get this thing going.
Tom Crawford, I know how much you've been looking forward to this Michigan State basketball season.
Man, I can't wait.
About as much as Desmond Howard saying, hey, you know, the Spartans are just better than we are. Just face it. That's not going to happen. What's your takeaway from this turnaway crowd that stretched for nearly 1/8 of a mile?
Well, you know, besides the expectation of a potential national championship, I really think football and the success of the football team is having a rollover. Everybody's upbeat out on that campus right now, and I think the two go together, and Tom Izzo would embrace that. But the thing about it is, I mean, Izzo, this is just like he's a crew chief of a Formula race car. There's so much talent he's got to worry about. The anticipation is high, but he talks about embracing that and have all his players embrace it. I think it's going to be an exciting season for Spartans.
Sad, you saw that. You lived it. Where football helps basketball, basketball helps football. There's a bond. Explain that for us.
Well, the bond that I have, what I have with basketball, it goes to this day. So you're talking 21 years. But I had a guy, Mateen Cleese, who was a leader. You know, he also helped me be a leader with the guys that I was with in football. So with that bond and you pushing each other on and off the court and even in the classroom and the weight room and even playing some ball on the side, you know, it goes a long way.
Mateen was a football player himself.
No, he was a punter.
I thought he was a quarterback.
He was an all-city punter.
We got that picture of him punting. We're going to have to show that.
Right.
And Cedric Irvin was an adopted Flintstone. Those guys took you in. You were one of them, right, from the get-go?
Yeah, I love Flint.
Yeah. We will be back in just a minute, and we're going to turn our attention to football and more football, and then a little more football. We'll be right back with our Going Green segment, Spartan Sparring segment, coming up here on Press Pass. We're also going to talk a little bit later about a new manager for the Detroit Tigers. We're going to talk about the World Series, and we're going to talk about the Detroit Lions with Doug Warren, a special green screen segment, but where they are at the bye week. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, we have a taste for adventure because the only way to know how good something can be is to go for it. Try our veggie smoothies, Island Green, made with spinach, kale, pineapple, banana, and mango, and Caribbean Sea Burst with carrots, mango, banana, orange, and goji. Adventure begins with never knowing until you try, but always expecting something great. Go for a veggie smoothie at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Eat better, feel better.
The Student Bookstore is your green and white shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Hello, my name is Dr. John Braccio, psychologist. If you or your child have problems with focus, inattention, sitting still, memory, concentration, these are traits of ADHD. Visit us at drjohnb.com.
Advanced technology and forecasting. Storm Shield weather. Only on Fox 47 News.
After reviewing the play, you should be driving a Honda from Capital Honda. During Capital Honda's Savings Rush, catch 2017 Honda Accord LX, 0 down, $219 a month. Score 2017 Honda Civic LX, $169 a month. Rush to Capital Honda today.
Get 2 rebates this month from American Metal Roofs. First, get an authorized manufacturer's rebate of up to $5,000. Plus, get a 50% rebate on our high-flow ridge vents. Call 844-METAL Roofs or visit
AmericanMetalRoofs.com.
Confidence. You can't buy it, and we can't sell it. Confidence is earned, and you've paid your dues. Confidence is that intangible thing that makes the impossible inevitable and fantasy into fact. We can't sell you confidence. We're just a reminder that you already have it.
How difficult was it for everybody to keep their poise? They're down 6-3, 9-3, no panic. Panic in the stands, but no panic.
I could tell it was actually kind of nice. I'm glad that the fans that stuck around. They didn't boo us or anything, which was, I mean, a very, very good plus. I'm very appreciative of that. I might have if I were them, just how poorly we were playing. But I mean, I had my head in the entire game. I just had to keep everyone motivated. The defense played outstanding once again, and they for sure kept us in the game.
Welcome back to Press Pass and our Spartan Sparring segment brought to you by nobody. But stay tuned. We'll take care of that next week. That was Michigan State quarterback Brian Lewerke after the game. And it wasn't his best game, but good enough. 17-9 is something you'll always take. Said, you aren't going to give the victories back. Michigan State was able to padlock the end zone on defense and have 80 more yards, an 80-yard advantage, I should say, in penalties. How important was Michigan State's persistence and poise in going to 4-0 in Big Ten play?
It was very important. To me, it was a disciplined game, especially if you look at the penalties part. But what I just thought about, Michigan State football team now is playing like the Baltimore Ravens when they won the Super Bowl, because you played a defensive type of game. Yeah. And the offense was able to, Ray Lewis is one of those guys just to score 10 to 14 points.
Just get by.
And they'll handle the rest. Right. And right now, that's what we're doing. It started when we beat Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever you say, man. I ain't arguing with you.
The start of that game was a guy named Joe Bocci, and in that game, a couple others, Tom, you said, he does a pretty fair Ray Lewis impression.
Joe Bocci is, he's unbelievable, but Justin Lane, that number 2 is everywhere I'm watching on TV, and number 2 is everywhere on the screen. That guy, I was impressed with him last year as a freshman. Man, he's going to come in a great corner. Yeah. I'll tell you what, he's a key on that defense as well.
Cody, he got beat on a jump ball, a 50-50 ball, early.
By a good receiver.
Outstanding receiver, really Cops. Yeah. And after that, he held him in check.
He shut him down, and, unlike a lot of corners, as we all know, he's not afraid to get his nose in there and hit people, and he knocked a lot of people on their wallet yesterday. He is a lot of fun to watch.
Tom Crawford, 4 straight wins, 1 possession games, 8 points or less. A little bit like 2015, where the Spartans had 6 of those wins by 7 points or less. What does that say about the team and the kind of season it still could be?
Well, despite last year's 3-9 campaign, there were a lot of games they could have won last year. Those games have just flipped for Michigan State, and it's all about the inches, says Mark Antonio, and it's turning out that way, along with some other things. And kids but that defense is locked down. This could be a really good defense, particularly with all the youth on it.
And you had said early on,
in July.
Yeah, in July, back when you still thought Michigan was going to be Michigan State, that this was a Spartan team that could stun Penn State coming off the Michigan and Ohio State games. You got a pretty good look at Penn State last night. Do you still think that?
Yeah, a little bit more speed on that Penn State, in particular 2 guys, 2-man fast break, if you will. But I think Michigan State in Spartan Stadium, that's going to be a tough win for Penn State. I think that's a fourth quarter game to me.
I know a guy who had a big game against Penn State.
Say it, Jack. Say it, Jack. Say it.
In fact, 2 200-yard backs, and Cedric always reminds me, if he'd gotten all the carries Lorenzo White style, he would have had the NCAA rushing record.
Easily. I would have easily had 500 yards rushing, but it's not about me tooting my own horn. But they also
that's the great thing about Cedric. It's never about him.
No, but Penn State was also ranked number 4 in the country that year too.
Cody, what stood out to you yesterday besides the play of a couple of freshman receivers, Cody White and Hunter Rison, and what was your take on the whole L.J. Scott situation?
Well, with the receivers, they played like veterans. They made some huge plays. The 3rd and 16 catch across the middle by Cody White, who's a very nice kid, by the way. He is as humble as they come. And then to go right back to another freshman, those were the highlights yesterday. I mean, it was rough sledding out there.
Those were make it or break plays on that drive. They kept those drives alive.
They don't get that, it's over. Yeah. So to go to 2 freshmen right there is incredible. And as far as Scott, a lot of fans really jumped to some conclusions on that and really jumped on him, get rid of him. It's stupid.
Sat out 1 series, came back in. You hope he learned his lesson. We asked him about that, and he said, learn you have to focus, you have to take care of your business. And I don't think that's going to happen again. LJ's not going to stand for lapse in judgment. We'll be right back with our Out of the Blue segment coming up next.
MSU Federal Credit Union will help start your kids out on the right financial path. Teach your children how to save money in all stages of their lives with MSU FCU's youth accounts. Stop in today or visit msufcu.org for more information.
Total Firearms on Cedar Street in Mason is your complete outdoor store. We have rifles, pistols, bows, and crossbows, and a huge selection of fishing gear at great prices. Total Firearms, your complete outdoor store with Mid-Michigan's finest indoor gun range.
Don't be fooled by the competition. All new Chevy vehicles are priced the same. Any offer you see from any dealer, we can match that at Sawyer's. A brand new 2018 Equinox for only $95 per month. That's right, for under $100 per month, you can get a 2018 Equinox. Or for just $5 more per week, you can get a 2017 Traverse for only $118 per month. You never overpay at Sawyer Chevrolet. You have my word on it.
Mom at 6:30, an hour of Big Bang at 7. Only on Fox 47.
Coach's All-American Pub and Grill. What makes us All-American? Enjoying great food with ice-cold beverages and friendly service. Watching the game on one of our 21 large-screen TVs. With a variety of fun indoor and outdoor entertainment every night of the week. Connecting with friends, dining with family, or catching the game, you'll always have a great time. Coach's All-American Pub and Grill. Great food, fun, and friends.
The Knapp Center is a historical hub for future business growth in beautiful downtown Lansing.
The Ide Company did the best they could to preserve the integrity of the history of this building while incorporating a modern open workspace.
They have been prompt, they have been efficient, and they really are a friendly, great group of people that we don't have any concerns about calling them for any of our needs.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the Ide Company family.
It was a Saturday of smiles for Michigan State at Michigan Stadium. A sea of white amid maize and blue. A team that laid it all on the line with ferocious hits and a steady hand. For 59 minutes and 50 seconds, then all hell broke loose. Cherish the memories of last October 17th and one of the greatest finishes in college football history. The Perfect 10 by Jack Ebling and Joe Rexrode. Go to 10perfectseconds.com before time runs out.
Yeah, I thought their offense played extremely well. Understatement. They were hitting on all cylinders. The back is really good, as advertised, and the quarterback really played extremely well. They were hitting on all cylinders. Yeah, quarterback was hot, and receivers made plays downfield, and it was impressive. Yeah, we're gonna regroup. We're gonna refit, retool, and get back to work. More opportunities ahead of us.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's our Out of the Blue segment. Tom Crawford, I've waited as long as I possibly could.
I know.
To do this segment. It's
painful.
Nearly halfway through the show. How did Penn State pound this Michigan defense for 506 yards in a payback is hell triumph?
I guess they're hitting on all cylinders. That's really horrible. I'll tell you what, though, this one was on the defense. My God, he gave up 506 and half passing, and half on the ground. Saquon Barkley is so fast. Second play goes 69 yards. Trace McSorley, I didn't realize how fast he was. Yeah. Those two guys, it was like a two-man fast break. They each scored 3 touchdowns. And then the seventh, flipping over on the offensive side, yielding 7 sacks. This one was not on John O'Korn, in my opinion. Actually, he played better than in the past, but about 103 yards rushing. It was just a perfect storm. You saw it coming. Even with the 21-13 deficit at halftime, he just could feel, because Penn State had just scored, Jack, right before the half.
Yeah.
You just knew it was coming, and it was just a payback. It was a flat-out payback from last year in the Big House.
Said, how many times do you think Tom Crawford is going to see that juggling catch as we get close to the Heisman ceremony? You know a little bit about Heisman winners with Mark Ingram at Alabama. Right. You're going to see that play all the time. It's kind of like the perfect 10.
Well, I'm glad it happened against Michigan. I think very much so, and we should see it over and over.
I mean, I think Saquon's better than Dalvin Cook, don't you think? Because that's what Michigan had to deal with. I think that's a very good comparison.
How about Ezekiel Elliott? Is he better than Zeke?
I like Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, and that's who tore up Michigan last.
Was a special running back.
So, I mean, those guys are both potent, and Michigan was extremely vulnerable to.
Cody, Penn State has had bigger wins, not many, en route to pair of national championships in the 80s, but this was about as joyous as Happy Valley has ever been in revenge. And we were saying last night, we were sitting over at Steakhouse Philly, and the idea was that Penn State wasn't competing with Michigan. They were competing with Notre Dame to see who could score more points in that game.
Right. Yeah. Well, they were definitely happy last night. But we talked a little bit about this. I wonder if this was a bigger win than the last year's win over Ohio State. Ohio State ranked number 2. They got vaulted into the Rose Bowl with a win like that last year. There's a lot of games left to play this year.
Right.
So I know they were having fun last night at your expense, unfortunately. But
I was happy too.
That's a pretty good team.
The difference with that Ohio State game, gentlemen, is Ohio State really outplayed
them. I mean, this was a dominated
them.
Absolutely, and you know, I think they're going to lose at Ohio State next week. To be honest with you, actually, that's next week, and then they go to East Lansing.
Do you think Saquon Barkley is a Heisman Trophy winner? You're voting?
Slam dunk, over with, game over. Don't you think?
Not even close. Got to give it to him.
Yeah. He always wants running back. You know that?
I wonder why.
Who's the best running back? That's
I mean, right now he's an all-purpose guy. Yeah. I mean, he's doing it all. He throws a touchdown. He catches a bobbling pass. You saw that bobbling pass?
He's so fast.
It also looked like James Franklin took a lot of notes from his time at Maryland, where Don Brown was on the staff.
Right.
And from the second play of the game with the Wildcat all the way through, it looked like it was Franklin's night.
Well, you know, I like Coach Franklin even when he was in Vanderbilt.
You did.
Right, because he brought the excitement to Vanderbilt.
Yeah, which is hard to do.
Right, and they beat some big-time games down there as well. I remember them beating Florida. All right, so that's the type of coach that when he stepped in Penn State, he had the confidence. He knew in his third or second year that he would be in this position.
But they were about ready to throw him out last year after getting blown up by Michigan.
And at that time, he told him to be patient.
Yeah.
And now everybody's happy.
Yeah. Cody, I think last year in that Ohio State game, it caught a lot of people off guard.
Yep.
They were a cute little story. They'd been blown out by Michigan. It was a 49-10 score of that game. This time, there was a lot of pressure. This was a national game. This was game day. A lot of excitement there. I don't know if you saw Lee Corso. First, he picked up the Michigan helmet. He was going to put it on, and then he stopped and he threw it over to Desmond, and then he put on the Nittany Lion.
Right, that was a good decision, man.
Well, all that winning last year, it's just carrying over. You know, this is a confident football team with unbelievable playmakers at the positions you need to have unbelievable playmakers. Like you said earlier, the quarterback there, it's just
that read option. You couldn't tell who's had the ball. He pulled out right at the end. I mean, that's like a two-man fast breaking basketball.
Yeah, exactly.
2-on-1. You know, crazy.
A couple of great receivers too. I think that you know, when you have a tight end who's that big,
6'6".
Him. You saw him make that catch on the sideline, Gesicki. And Hamilton is terrific.
Oh, he's real, for real.
The deep ball. We'll be right back. We're going to look at the league and national scene coming up next on Press Pass.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, the 2018s are here and the 2017s have to go. This month only, save up to $13,000 on all remaining 2017s in stock. Or choose 0% financing for up to 72 months on select vehicles. There's never been a better time to save on new 2017s than right now at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos. Visit us in Okemos
or shop grafokemos.com to see our inventory and daily specials.
At Fabiano's Pizzeria, we're more than great pizza. We're family. We're friends. We're a team. Dough and sauce made from scratch. We're serious about quality. And we're honored to serve you. Fabiano's Pizzeria, Westphalia. Just down the road.
When it matters, call the Abood Law Firm.
The new Steak and Shake Prime Steak Burger. The world's best big burger. That's the sound it makes. A sound steak lovers understand. That's the sound of the perfect blend of beef. 6 ounces of the finest all-natural brisket and chuck. The sound of something so big, you have to put a steak knife in it. The new Prime Steak Burger, only at Steak and Shake.
Home. It means a lot of different things to different people. But one thing remains the same. An Applegate home will let you make comfortable memories any day of the year. No matter how hard the wind blows, no matter how biting the Michigan winter gets, your home is a special place. Heating, cooling, insulation, and electrical. Applegate Home Comfort.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for the big picture, brought to you by Dean Trailways. With trips for every season, Dean takes care of the details so you can enjoy the experience, including daily casino runs and great getaways to northern Michigan and Chicago. Doug Warren and I took a Dean luxury cruiser to Chicago and joined 27 pro football greats, more than 100 supporters of the Shinsky Orphanage in Matamoros, Mexico, not far from landfall for Hurricane Harvey.
Nearly 500 yards of offense, 42 points against what was the top-ranked defense in the country. How are you guys able to do it?
Well, you know, we got a good plan. We worked on it. Obviously, our kids were committed all week long. I think the other thing is we got a good defense. A lot of people talking about, you know, other defenses in the league. We got a pretty good defense, too. So it's a great team win. Offense, defense, special teams. We played really good complementary football. And the environment here tonight was electric. So this is a win for our university. So I'm going to be more excited.
That is Penn State's James Franklin, Rico Beard's least favorite coach. And Tom Crawford, they made so much about this defensive battle behind the scenes in State College. It was the #1 scoring defense in Penn State against the #1 total defense in Michigan. And they thought that they were being overlooked.
Yeah, well, I guess he who laughs last on that one. I mean, they wanted to, because Michigan or Penn State's defense was really impressive. I didn't know they had that much speed at all three levels on that defense. And you know, they could make a run. I mean, this could be a national championship team we're looking at here. We're going to find out, obviously, in these next 2 weeks.
Cody, Penn State travels to Columbus in the shoe. That game's going to start at 3 o'clock. That is a Fox game you can see here on Fox 47. Is that game going to determine the Big Ten champion, and is the winner headed to the college football playoff?
Well, Michigan State still has so much to say about, you know, what's going to happen in the Big Ten. Yeah.
Wisconsin might have something to say
Wisconsin
about it too,
might,
right?
yeah, absolutely. Michigan State has a little tougher road than Wisconsin, but I think, yeah, it's the biggest game so far in the Big Ten, and it's going to say a lot. We're going to know a lot more about it. But as far as like getting into the playoff, yes, because who's the Pac-12 going to send to the playoff?
Nobody.
No, probably going to be a couple conferences.
Right.
It's possible you could get 2 from the SEC with Georgia, depending on what would happen if they're both undefeated, meeting in the SEC
Big
title
12
game.
is problematic right now.
Possible that you could get 2 from the Big Ten. Is that possible? You think?
I think so.
Explain that, Tom.
Well,
How
what
would
if
that
Wisconsin goes undefeated into Indy and they lose to Ohio State?
The question is, who have they played? Who has Wisconsin played?
Well, they will have played Michigan, but I guess they don't count now.
Nah, he asked who did they play? Who would they play? Yeah.
All right, that was a setup, wasn't it? Yeah.
Said, what about Notre Dame? We've talked about Notre Dame being a sneaky playoff team. That was a gigantic win over USC in a grudge match.
You know, that game was kind of how Michigan lost.
Right.
Right, but Notre Dame is looking real good. You know, I think that's possible they could be that 4th team. Because right now, if you look at it, depending what happened in the SEC, which, you know, I'm going to ride with my favorite coach, Nick Saban, who will be that 4th team?
Well, if Notre Dame wins out, I think they're in.
Should be.
Yeah.
Don't you?
They had a 1-point loss to Georgia. Georgia keeps winning. That helps.
Keeps winning. That helps. Yeah.
Michigan State keeps winning. If Michigan State could beat a Penn State or somehow
Stanford
be a
keeps winning, who Notre Dame's going to be playing. I
Right.
mean, a lot of things like that.
Also, Notre Dame has a game against undefeated Miami on the road. That's going to be worth a lot of points, right? And we know what that's like, Catholics versus convicts.
Oh, man, that's a great
back.
Going way back.
But that'd be a good game because right now Miami is undefeated. And I'm not a Miami fan like that, but I did not think they would be undefeated right now.
Yeah, I think it's caught a lot of people by surprise. Weren't that many great games yesterday in terms of upsets, not like the week before, but there were some very much watched games. Tom, the Associated Press Top 25 out today, and for the first time in 2 years, Michigan is out of the AP poll, number 27.
Yes.
But they're 25th in the coaches poll. Like
25th in the coaches poll,
like
and
that
coaches let somebody else vote for them.
Iowa State there, look at that. First time in eons, like 12 years that Iowa State's in the top 25.
I asked you Thursday afternoon out at the Bluegill Grill on the Drive with Jack. I gave you a do-over from 11-1 to 9-3. I said, would you stick with the 9-3? You still think the Wolverines are going to go 9-3?
Did I say that? Are you sure?
You said, in fact, no, the quote you was, hell no, I wouldn't take it.
I would take it. I would take it right now, but that's still going to require either win over Whiskey or Ohio State. And I still think that could happen. I mean, you guys probably think I'm nuts, but there's a lot of football to be played. There's a lot of good players on that team, and I believe in Harbaugh. And I still think they got something in. They got something in there that's going to maybe not shock the world, but at least shock the Midwest. All of that.
Well, you got a hot Rutgers team coming in this week for
Hey,
homecoming.
you know what? It starts with Rutgers.
Right.
Yeah.
They're on a 2-game win streak. Look out for the Knights.
They only beat Rutgers last year 78-0. So you know it's hard to do better than that. But there's a lot of pressure, Cody. You got a $9 million coach. They expect perfection and then improving from there. So
well, perfection's gone. So the Knights. Worry about the Knights.
Then the Gophers after that. You take anybody for granted.
We will be back in just a minute, and we're going to have our Law of the Jungle segment. Doug Warren will be here. We'll talk about the Detroit Lions, and how about Ron Gardnile, the new manager?
Why put another crossover on a road already filled with them? Why give it headlights like jewels, a body that feels sculpted? Why give it an interior where even the dash is cut and sewn by hand? It's simple. You can build a car or you can build a Cadillac. GM employees and eligible family members with a current GM lease get this low-mileage lease on this Cadillac XT5 for $369 per month. Visit Suburban Cadillac of Lansing or Jim Winter Cadillac in Jackson.
Hitler and Ben at 3, Judge Judy at 4. Afternoons on Fox 47.
The student bookstores are Green and White Shop headquarters. Outfit your entire family with Spartan gear. We have a large selection of men's, women's, and children's clothing. Show off your Michigan State pride with new shoes, socks, hats, and more. Have your tailgate ready with MSU party supplies, car accessories, and dress your pet in green and white. We have gifts for students, grads, alumni, and fans. From Vera Bradley and Dooney and Burke to diploma frames and more. Always shop SBS for the biggest and best selection of green and white. Go green, go white, go SBS.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Celtics.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. I'm talking about chicken shawarma with baked breast meat and hummus made fresh in a 3-day process. That's why I'm there every week. We have with us Doug Warren, our Detroit Lions expert and pro football historian. Doug, Lions had a week off to get healthy, and they see the Green Bay Packers lose. Is that about as good a bye as the Lions could have hoped for?
It would have been better, Jack, if they'd been able to beat the Saints. The problem with the Lions right now is they're sitting in that wild card race, and it's still early in the season, but they've already lost to 3 NFC South teams, so they're trailing them in that playoff race. So it would have been better if they could have got a win against one of those 3 teams, Atlanta, Carolina, or New Orleans. But the bye week came at an opportune time because it allows them to get healed up and not only Matt Stafford, but get some of these guys back, especially that depleted offensive line, which has been hampered tremendously by injury.
The Lions are not trying to be a wild card team. They're actually trying to win the NFC North. They think they have a chance to do that. Minnesota might have some other ideas about that. But what do the Lions have to do? What's the biggest thing they could do the rest of the way in the last 10 games to be division champs?
They need to take advantage of the fact that Aaron Rodgers is out for the season. The Lions have been chasing that franchise and that quarterback along with Brett Favre for 25 years. If the Lions could go 4-1 at home and 3-2 on the road down the stretch, that'll get them to 10 wins, and I think that'd be put them in a good position, maybe not just to get the wild card, but depending on what Minnesota does, they could end up winning their first division championship since 1993.
Pittsburgh looks like it's found something, and that's the next challenge for the Lions. And then a trip to Green Bay on Monday night. Schedule lightens up a little bit. But give me one player who could really make a difference, a guy we talk about and say he's the one who put him over the top.
With Golden Tate being out with injury, his arm's in a sling, which still depends on how long he'll be back. Theo Riddick has to step up. They need to get him involved in the offense. The last 2 seasons combined, he has 153 receptions. He has 23 receptions thus far this season. So they're going to need him to keep that passing game humming for Matt Stafford.
And I'm sure with Taylor Decker coming back at some point during the season, they can't wait till that happens either.
Absolutely. He's got Dave Burkett said he's going to be coming back to practice soon. If they could get him going and up to speed by December, that'll really help coming down the stretch.
Thanks, Doug. Appreciate that. Gentlemen, there's plenty of baseball to talk about, too. Did the Detroit Tigers get it right in hiring Ron Gardenhire? He was considered to be a terrific manager with the Twins.
Oh, he did a terrific job. Yeah, he's got the pedigree, and I think. But the thing of it is, the manager's not the issue. It's all that young talent they're going to have to cultivate for the next 3 years.
It's going to be a process. Fans have to get used to that.
Yeah, I don't think it even matters. I mean, really, is he even going to be around when they're good again?
Yeah, it might take 4 years. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, you're going through that now with your beloved Phillies, right?
I sure am, and I'm hoping we're on the downhill slide on that one. So the Houston Astros give me a lot of hope because when I lived in Houston 3 years ago, I tell you what, that was the easiest ticket in town.
It was when they were bad, but they were building.
Yeah, that was
only
the process. Three short years ago.
Right.
There's 2,000 people in there.
They won 70 games.
Right.
Remember that Sports Illustrated cover about Houston Astros, 2017 World Champions? They took so much gas for that. That was in 2014. They were the worst team in baseball. Yeah. And here they are. Chicago White Sox trying to go this way. The Cubs already did it. Tigers are saying, we know how good we're going to be, and it's not nearly good enough. We have to bottom out and start over and get some young talent. Farm system had been depleted. That was part of the reason that Justin Verlander was traded to Houston with 2 seconds left.
You know what? He gave his heart and soul to the Tigers. I'm really happy for him. He deserves it. He was terrific on Friday night.
How does a guy like Justin Verlander put it all together again? And he had a pretty good year with the Tigers, but not like this, not winning every game. It's just a question of, do you want me to pitch 7 shutout innings, 8 shutout innings, or 9 shutout innings?
This is what he always wanted. He dreamed about with the Tigers. Now he has that opportunity, that platform, and he's delivering.
He's a big game pitcher.
Yeah, he certainly is.
And he got the best of Cedric's beloved New York Yankees.
Yeah, but my backup team is the Dodgers. So I'm still in it.
It's good to have a backup team.
I'm still in it, Jack. I'm still in it, baby.
This guy's got it. I mean, that's what you do.
Who's your third team?
Hey, I'm still in it. Houston.
Houston.
So right now I can't lose.
You know, a lot of people are rooting for the Astros now because of Verlander. There's suddenly
locally,
there's a big Houston Astros fan base here now because of JV. But my favorite player in baseball is Jose Altuve. Mm-hmm. And watching him, I don't know how a guy that size hits as many home runs and does as many things as he does. He just wins a game any way he has to do.
It's all about the size of the heart, right?
That's right. That's right.
It'll be fun. The World Series starts Tuesday on Fox. Looking forward to that. Won't be long, and we'll be done with baseball. And we can get on.
Then come winter meetings, hot stove league,
free agency.
Yeah, who's going to win it?
Let's go Dodgers.
What do you think?
I'm going with the Dodgers because I'm a Chase Utley guy.
Hold on. I'm going the opposite.
I'm going Houston.
I'll take Houston.
Dodgers, let's go, baby. Yes.
I knew you liked it.
All right. The old guys here, we've got Houston. Jamie. We'll be back in just a minute, and we're going to talk about high school football, the playoffs, and all the pairings announced. We'll break down all the area teams and where they're going to be in action Friday night. Coming up next on Press Pass.
Oh, dishwasher, why don't you dry my dishes?
Oh, he doesn't know any better. You just need to add Finish Jet Dry in the rinse aid compartment. It's there for a reason. It dries much better than detergent alone.
Sorry, dishwasher.
Finish Jet Dry for drier, shinier dishes.
Total Firearms on Cedar Street in Mason is your complete outdoor store. We have rifles, pistols, bows, and crossbows, and a huge selection of fishing gear at great prices. Total Firearms, your complete outdoor store with Mid-Michigan's finest indoor gun range.
Are you disabled? Have you been denied disability benefits? You need the law offices of Ronald J. Miles, an attorney specializing in Social Security benefits.
In the state of Michigan, statistics show that over 70% of those who file the first time get denied. Ron can help you get prepared.
If you think you're disabled and you need assistance, let me win for you.
Watch Fox 47 each Monday for tips on a new you, where we focus on self-improvement. This coming New You Monday is brought to you by Medical Weight Loss Clinic.
Let Larry find a great deal for you at Larry's RV in Jackson.
Larry, are you out there? At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, the 2018s are here and the 2017s have to go. This month only, save up to $13,000 on all remaining 2017s in stock. Or choose 0% financing for up to 72 months on select vehicles. There's never been a better time to save on new 2017s than right now at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos. Visit us in Okemos.
Or shop grafokemos.com to see our inventory and daily specials.
It was a Saturday of smiles for Michigan State at Michigan Stadium. A sea of white amid maize and blue. A team that laid it all on the line with ferocious hits and a steady hand. For 59 minutes and 50 seconds, then all hell broke loose. Cherish the memories of last October 17th and one of the greatest finishes in college football history. Perfect 10 by Jack Ebling and Joe Rexrode. Go to 10perfectseconds.com before time runs out. Coach's All-American Pub and Grill. What makes us All-American? Enjoying great food with ice-cold beverages and friendly service. Watching the game on one of our 21 large-screen TVs. With a variety of fun indoor and outdoor entertainment every night of the week. Connecting with friends, dining with family, or catching the game, you'll always have a great time. Coach's All-American Pub and Grill. Great food, fun, and friends. Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Lansing's Best segment. Brought to you by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority. Bring thousands of athletes and teams to Mid-Michigan for dozens of tournaments and special events. Hats off to everyone at the GLSA for showing just what this area can be. It is playoff time, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Crawford, we've been out seeing games all season. Sometimes we'd each see two in a Friday night. The weather's been unbelievable.
Incredible.
Friday night, I thought we were Labor Day weekend.
I know, it's been unbelievable. And I tell you what, the attendance at the games has been commensurate with the weather. It's been terrific. But today was, Selection Sunday for the high school kids, just like you do with the NCAA tournament. A lot of parties, a lot of pizza parties in the school cafeteria and watching the pairings. So it's a big night for a lot of kids. A lot of hope.
256 teams involved in postseason play in 8 divisions. Every team that had 6 wins or more is in. And then they had the additional qualifiers. Right. Teams that might have 5 and 4 records.
Bubble busters at 5 wins.
Can get in. Had a couple of those from the area. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Tom, of the teams you have seen as we roll through these first week matchups, who strikes you as having a chance to go on, really make some noise, and maybe even make it to Ford Field?
Well, I'm going with Rob Zimmerman's DeWitt Panthers, and ironically, they're playing Grand Rapids Christian in the opening game, who they opened the season with, and they lost at Christian in that beautiful stadium, and this will pay back for them. But sometimes you think, hey, they're just due to make a run, and I think this DeWitt team, very multidimensional that Rob's got going. I think they could go deep. It's going to be interesting that we could potentially have in D3 also an East Lansing Hazlitt matchup in the second round if both survive.
Right.
And those those two teams used to open the season many years ago.
It's going to close the season for one of them if they both win in week one, because they're meeting in the same district.
Absolutely.
And Grand Ledge at 8-1. Tom, the only game that the Comets lost was to DeWitt.
Yeah, that shows you how good DeWitt is. And Matt Burt's always has his team ready for the playoffs, and they've done well in the past. They got the semifinals a couple years ago. So I think Rockford's a big name in high school football in the Grand Rapids area, but I think the Comets are going to survive week number 1.
We have Vance and Don here tonight, a special guest and one of Vance DeCamp's favorite teams, the Williamson Hornets, made it in with 5 victories.
That's awesome.
So happy to see that, because those guys were close in every game.
And Lake Fenton's a good team, you know, but I bet you the Hornets don't care who they're playing. They're just in, so that's all that matters.
Portland is a very good team. And how about Ithaca? Yellow Jackets at it again.
Every year. The Alabama of high school football, huh? I don't know. They're back all the time, and you know, all that experience. Those kids are programmed that we're going to make a run to Ford Field every year.
Yeah, they don't lose in the regular season. They don't lose often in the playoffs either. But moving on, you see in Division 7, Pewamo Westphalia trying to repeat as a state champion, going up against Grand Rapids North Point Christian.
Yeah, and they have Jimmy Lehman, who was a quarterback last year in that state title team. He's back, and he's a leader on that team. And, you know, even though they lost a lot of kids, and they got a lot of younger players, the Pirates do, I think they could make a run, just that experience of being there.
And they have 8-player football, which is becoming increasingly popular. Weberville, Morris, Portland, St. Patrick, they have a chance to get something done there.
I bet you Cedric would be good in 8-man football.
I was just thinking,
he would go nuts.
How many yards I would have averaged had in 8-man football?
Get the man out in space, right?
They play 6-man in Wyoming. 6-man, yeah.
Is that right?
6-man?
It's 30 across,
That's like
80.
backyard football.
You might well play flag football, 6-man football.
Lots of high scores.
Yeah. Cedric would have corkscrewed some defenders in the ground there.
That would have been too easy for me.
Besides the fact that Florida football goes so late, you're coaching Miami High, one of the most prestigious traditional powers over the years. But what's the other difference between Florida and Michigan football?
You know, I had a chance to go watch Little Mo, Mateen Cleave's son play. The Little League in Florida, Pop Warner, is exciting.
We'll be right back with our final segment.
Team spirit. Face paint. More cowbell. Dean Trailway's Motor Coach takes care of your travel, so you can support your favorite Spartan teams and focus on the important things. Dean Trailways, your favorite ride.
Working with the IDE company, 1, is very easy to do. 2, they're very responsive to our needs. And 3, as we've grown as a company, they've listened to those needs and they've helped us plan out our future in terms of growth that needs to be done at this location.
It's just comforting to know I'm working with the IDE company, knowing that they can accommodate our growth. In that way, they're an excellent partner.
Opportunities for retail, office, restaurant, and residential. Build the future as a member of the IDE company family.
At Fabiano's Pizzeria, we're more than great pizza. We're family. We're friends. We're a team. Dough and sauce made from scratch. We're serious about quality. And we're honored to serve you. Fabiano's Pizzeria, Westphalia. Just down the road.
Catch all the savings and excitement during Capital Honda's Savings Rush, now at Capital Honda.
Do you remember how long and cold last winter was? Will your furnace last through another winter? A1 Mechanical can help by checking out your current furnace or installing a new energy-efficient model. Call today, 322-2300. A1 Mechanical and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
We thought we lost everything in that fire, but my independent agent and auto owners made sure we were up and running fast. That's what mattered to us.
Hold Dimedale Insurance Agency, your hometown team. Come catch us today.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by the 4 Culver's locations in mid-Michigan. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious Butterburgers and premium frozen custard. That's Culver's Welcome to Delicious.
Guy that probably hit the biggest shot in Cavs history. They're going up. Oh, my goodness. Hayward came down so hard. Okay, Hayward broke his leg. Hayward has broken his leg. Hayward has broken his leg. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. And that is how quickly.
As someone who has broken a leg and a son who's had a horrific leg accident, that is almost impossible to watch.
Yeah.
But that has such a bearing on the National Basketball Association season.
Oh,
5 minutes in. Incredible. All right, Team 213, who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week? Cody Tucker, what about our play of the week?
Well, yeah, I got to go back to Spartan Stadium on Saturday, and the youngsters at the wide receiver position. Cody White, just cool customer, catching the ball over the middle, getting into a manageable fourth down, and Hunter Rison taking care of the rest. And just they needed that.
What does that say for the future of the wideout position of Michigan
The whole
State?
team across the board,
Right.
scary young. But wide receivers and Lewerke, it's work in progress. But they went to some youngsters in some key situations, and they stepped up. So
Maybe that'll be our nickname. We're just going to call Cody Cool, and we're going to call Hunter Smooth, right? We'll just give them those nicknames.
I have an honorable mention too.
Yeah.
Nick Ward's dance moves at Midnight
You like
Madness.
that?
Man, that guy can
teach
cut a
him those?
rug. He's a big dude.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that was fun.
Smooth
fun
operator,
night.
right?
Yep,
Sade
absolutely.
with the whole thing. Yeah. All right, Cedric Irvin, what about our game of the week? What stood out to you?
Game of the week. Anytime Michigan lose and get embarrassed, that's the game of the week. And the play of the week is the bobble pass that we'll definitely see in the Heisman when
stuff,
Barkley
right?
get up there and win that award.
Yeah.
And I just hope they show Michigan over and over. That's anytime Michigan loses is the game of the week for me. I'm sorry.
That's predictable.
Yeah, that's.
Even if Michigan State had lost, if Michigan had gotten drubbed, it'd have eased the feeling.
Anytime Michigan lose.
I got another one that involves a Michigan loss. It's kind of a runner-up here, or another nomination for our game of the week. How about volleyball? Jam Jennison, a packed crowd over there. And there you see, this is Fathead kind of week with Dan Gilbert, but there you see the 7 seniors for Michigan State volleyball. And it's a giant team, Tom.
5,000 people there.
Yeah, it was absolutely packed. They have 10 players, 6'2" or taller on that tein.
Wow.
What about our team of the week, Tom?
I'm going with the Houston Astros. I'm going baseball, Jack Ebling. The only team that's gotten the World Series in both leagues in the history of the game. National League, now the American League. And I used to cover the Astros back in '81. Dickie Thon, Nolan Ryan, and Terry Poole, Jose Cruz. I love the Astros back then, but they only won 70 games, but it was fun to cover them. So that's my team of the week. They're on to the World Series, take on the Dodgers.
I have another nomination there, too. What about University of North Carolina? How many schools can have the NCAA logo redesigned?
Ooh,
right?
That's clever.
That's what happens now, right? You got the NCAA working for you.
Somebody's got too much time on their hands.
All right, time for our player of the week. He's not a player, he's a coach, and that is Rutgers coach Chris Ash. After a 13-game losing streak, they beat Illinois. Now back-to-back wins.
They beat Illinois.
Big victory over Purdue.
He's won 2 games.
They have half as many yards as Purdue. They figure a way to get this done.
You know what's coming next.
Right? Not the 2-point conversion. Now, okay, they make it 3 in a row, ladies and gentlemen.
I know who I'm picking.
Want to thank our panel, Team 213, Bluebelly Tom Crawford, Cedric Swervin Irvin, Cody Tucker of the Lansing State Journal, and thanks to you for joining us. Big week ahead, and we will be back here next Sunday night. A lot more conversation and debate here on Press Pass on Fox 47.
Hi, I'm Glenda. This is Dave and the